quiet it.
If you don't stop talking.
Hey guys, Mrs. Blott's here. Just kidding. That's what we do in the other one sometimes.
We can't watch
Yeah,
it
we can't
anymore.
watch those when we're gone.
I know.
Stop
There are
touching
two
my
things to
stuff.
tell you about that. A, I think if you tell Mr. Bacon that you need a specific video, he might unlock the link for you. But also, I also have them in another folder. We have a shared Google Drive. They're all in there as well, which I thought about later. I was like, oh, I guess because I did a lot of complaining earlier. But technically, there is a loophole where you can watch it in the Google Drive folder and not on YouTube. So we'll be fine. And I'll show you where that is if you need it. Because I always double post them into there. All right, we're going to finish Hamlet today. We are at Scene 2, page 281, page 29 at the bottom in your study guide. Hamlet's going to start. I'm reading Hamlet. Here we go. So much for this, sir. Ha 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 ha. Now for the rest. So you remember all the circumstances?
I remember, my lord.
Sir, I couldn't sleep for the turmoil within me. I lay there feeling worse than mutineers in chains, impulsively in all praise to impulse for it. Note that our instinct sometimes helps us out when our careful schemes go wrong, which should teach us that however much we plan, there is a God who decides the outcome.
That's for certain.
Great. Mallory, you on your phone over there?
No.
Other hand. Stand up.
It's in my lap.
Yeah. Will you put it in the pile over there on the desk?
Yeah.
Shush. Crowd. You on yours? Wonderful. Thank you.
You guys are
You
really good
little-
at hiding it.
But
They
No.
suck.
I see it.
Oh, really? Where?
It's on the ground, and it's literally playing whatever you're watching.
Put it in the pile, please.
Mallory,
But
you're
good-
smart
good
about
try.
it.
A for
I think
effort.
it's Tattletale.
Snitching is my favorite. Snitch all the time, please.
Just has to be metal.
Okay. So here's the story of what happened to on the boat, which you kind of saw in the video, the Gibson video. But here's him telling
You
us. Mhm. Yeah, you missed movie day last time. You could
Oh.
borrow the DVDs if you'd like to, if you think it would help you with the quiz.
Yeah.
I don't know if you took it or not. I got up from my cabin, where I wrapped my sailor's coat around me, and I groped my way to find them, which I did. I stole their documents, and finally I withdrew to my own room again. I made so bold as to open their official papers, my fears making me forget my manners. In them I found, such royal wickedness! My uncle wanted to murder me, and I saw it. I saw a precise order, embroidered with a variety of reasons concerning the King of Denmark's welfare, and the King of England's too, with, such blood-curdling reasons for fear, that on scanning the letter, without a moment's delay, no, not even to sharpen the axe, that my head should be cut off. So that's what the letter, he's finding the letter, it's like, blah, 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 please kill my nephew. Hey, Joey, will you do me a favor? So you're moving around a little, and it's really like bobbleheading my laptop, which is making it, I know it's just going crazy. So just try not to move around so much. So that's what happened. That's what I read. A letter that said, can cut off my head.
Surely not.
Yeah, surely. Here's the authority for it. Read it at your leisure. Would you like to hear how I dealt with it?
Please tell me.
Okay, so being caught like that in a villainous net, I began to act before I worked out the plot. I sat down, I devised a new set of orders, and I wrote them out in official handwriting. I once used to believe, as business people do, that it's vulgar to write like in the princely way, in that way, but, and I tried hard to unlearn the art, but now it did do me an invaluable service. You want to know what I said?
Yes, my good lord.
Well, I made an earnest plea from the Danish king, as the King of England was his faithful dependent, as the love between them should flourish like the biblical palm tree, as peace should be maintained between them, and bond them in their friendship, and many more similars of great significance, that, on seeing and digesting the contents of the letter, he should put the bearers, so Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are bearing this letter, he should put the bearers immediately to death without further argument or the slightest variation, giving them no time for absolution. Ha ha ha! What's absolution, by the way? We talked about it. Forgiveness. So when you like pray for God's forgiveness, you want to do that before you die, which is why Hamlet's so upset that his dad didn't have that because he was just murdered randomly one afternoon during a nap, which is why he didn't want to kill King Claudius while he was doing his prayers, because then his soul would be wiped clean. And Hamlet just really likes the concept of absolution.
What did you do about an official seal?
Well, even there, heaven led the way. It was just like a miracle from God. And by the way, what's an official seal of the king?
Like the wax.
Yeah, the wax thing, which is so cool. I had my father's signet ring in my pouch, and it was identical to the king's seal. So I folded the forgery up like the real letter. I signed it, sealed it, and replaced it safely, the switch being undetected. The next day was our fight at sea, and what happened after that, you already know. Bing, bang, boom.
So Guildenstern and Rosencrantz went to their deaths?
Wah, man, they love their work. They're not on my conscience. Their downfall was the result of their own attempts to ingratiate themselves. When lesser mortals come between the sword points of the greats, it's risky.
What sort of king is this?
Isn't it, don't you think, now up to me? He killed the king, my father. He debauched my mother. He came between me and my expectation of succession. I'm supposed to be king next. And he had a treacherous stab at taking my life. Wouldn't it be poetic justice if I dispatched him myself? Wouldn't it be damnable to let this maggot do more evil harm?
He'll soon learn from the English king what happened there.
Yeah, very shortly. I know. The interval is at my disposal. Won't take long. It doesn't take long to end a man's life, but very sorry, good Horatio, that I lost control of myself with Laertes. Remember when we were fighting and he was like jumping in Ophelia's grave and I was like, no, I love him more, and we were like, rubble, rubble, rubble. Remember that? So sorry. I lost control of it. In looking at my own cause, I see the mirror image of his. I see why he was so upset. Why was Laertes so upset yesterday?
Because he killed his
Right, and his sister. I mean, he was at the funeral of his sister. Just really emotional time for him. I'll make it up to him. It was just that the pretentiousness of his grief put me into a towering rage. Rah!
Now who is this?
Okay, good. Mallory's going to come up on us, so let's answer our questions. 17. Based on the beginning of Hamlet's story that he tells to Horatio, his story about like how easy it was for him to switch the letters, does he believe in fate or free will?
Free will.
Fate.
Free will.
Fate. He thinks it was just amazing that God was placing these miracles for him. The fact that he had his dad's ring. The fact that he just happened to find those letters. Like it was just so easy and perfect. And then tell me two things on 172. What did he do while RNG were asleep?
He
Killed
took
him.
the letter.
He didn't actually kill him. He took the letter and he said, "Hey King, instead of killing Hamlet, I'll just eat that letter and get rid of that. We should kill these guys."
Wait, did he actually
No, but I like to think that he did.
Wait, so what
He
do
probably
you
chucked in the ocean.
Yeah.
He took the letter and then he made a new one, which said, "Hope you murder Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, or you better murder them." 172B. What's he gonna do to the king?
Murder.
That's right.
I wouldn't say murder, I'd say revenge.
Avenge and revenge. Yep. All right. So 285. Before Mallory comes in, you have that crossed out, right? The bottom.
Yeah.
Good. 287. That's crossed out, right?
Yeah.
Great. 289. That's crossed out, right?
Yeah.
Pardon? It's 291. Yep.
Yeah,
We're going to come with
291
Osric just a little below halfway down. Osric is a dude at the castle who's really into fencing, and he's going to help us with this final scene.
I'm really good at that.
Yeah, you're really good at it.
Wait, wasn't the king gonna kill Hamlet by fencing as well?
Yes. So this is it. We are upon us. It is time.
Good.
Turn me a little bit. Go right away. Osric, ready for you.
The king, sir, has wagered, sir, that in a dozen bouts between you and Laertes, he will not win 3 more than you. Laertes wagered he'll score 9 hits out of the 12. It could be settled immediately if your lordship would deign to grant an answer.
And deign means dare. So Osric, number 173. What's the news that Osric brings? Yeah, you can win. It's time to do the fighting. Give us an answer. You wanna do some fighting or not? Well, what if I answer no? What if I dare to grant the answer that says no? Ready. What if I say no?
I mean, my lord, accept the challenge.
Oh, that's the question. You wanted to know if I was like okay with doing that. Okay. Sir, I'll take a walk here in the hall. It's my exercise time, if that's all right with His Majesty. If the foils are brought, what are foils? That's right, and the gentleman is willing, and the king hasn't changed his mind, I'll win for him if I can. And if not, I'll gain nothing but my own shame and the odd hits. So, I'm in. Shouldn't be too bad.
Shall I quote you thus?
To that effect, sir, use whatever rhetoric comes naturally to you. So, sure, quote me, I don't care.
At your lordship's service, if I may so recommend.
Okay, yours, sure. He does well to recommend himself. Nobody would do it for him. I'm so sorry, Mallory. We're talking some smack on you.
This
Ostrich.
shrill young bird flies off with his shell stuck to his head.
It's like the dumbest, no, it's not the dumbest, but it's like the silliest insult. So we're talking bad about Mallory, about Ostrich. And I'm like, Hamlet's like, ew, he has to recommend himself because no one else would do it. And Horatio, BFF, you're like, yeah, he's like a shrill baby bird with the shell still stuck to his head. What's that?
Who's lord?
You are.
I'm
You're-
lord?
Oh,
No,
who
I'm
is the
Lord.
Lord? Tegan is. But we still need to talk about you a little bit. You're right. This one's fun. He curtsied before his mother's nipple before he sucked it.
What?
Right? What's that mean? Other than like make everyone shock and wake up a little bit.
Bow.
Bow, yeah. So if you are a little baby, a little infant, you're just a couple days old, and you're like, "Thank you, dear mother," and then you proceed to get some milk. What does that mean about how you feel about like manners?
You
They
are
are polite.
They're super important to you, even before you do what comes like natural. What a weird way to say it, but I like it. Okay. Like many more of his sort that I know are fashionable in these frivolous days, he's only capable of platitudes, of dumb jokes, and small talk. It's a kind of trendy vocabulary which enables them to hold their own with cultured persons, so he's a snob. Put them to any real test, though, and their bubbles are burst. Hello.
Oh, my lord, His Majesty approached you by young officer who returned with the message that you await His Majesty in the hall. He would like to know if you're ready to complete with Laertes now, or whether you wish to do so later.
I haven't changed my mind, so yeah, I'm coming. I'm at the king's service. If he's ready, so am I. Now or wherever, provided I'm as fit as I am now.
The king and queen and the court are all on their way down.
Perfect timing, well timed.
The queen would like to show courtesy to Laertes before we begin.
She wants me to show courtesy to Laertes before we begin. All right, I accept her advice.
You will lose, my lord.
Oh, pause. Let's answer some questions. The queen wants me to go, like, apologize to Laertes. Why might that actually be a good idea? If for some reason Hamlet were to die during this fight, would it make his soul happier if he were to, like, apologize for some of the... Yeah, so, let's cover our bases. The news that Ostrich brings, Hamlet's sassy answer, 173b. That's not even a good question, so don't worry about that. 174, why is Hamlet so annoyed with Ostrich? That's a better question.
He's dumb.
He's demanding. He's not dumb so much, but he's just... Yeah, okay, sure. Yes, he's dumb. And he's also, like, very annoyingly proper, kind of. You know, people who curtsy at their mom's nipples. Whatever.
I won't be blamed again.
Hoity-toity? Is that what you were going to write?
No.
All right. So,
He has too much
sure.
self-esteem.
Yeah. There's one more blurb coming up. He feels good. You can write down for 175. He feels good, so we can turn the page. But we're gonna go into the details now. He feels okay about his chances of beating Laertes. So now you can have that page turned and ready to go. Ready, Horatio.
Wait, what?
He feels fine with his ability to beat
Did we
Laertes.
cut all this out?
We're on 295. Is that where you are?
Yeah.
No, I didn't cut anything on this page.
You
Ready?
will lose,
Yep.
my lord.
No, I don't think so. Since he went to France, I've been in continual practice, and at the odds laid, I think I'll win. You wouldn't believe how uneasy I feel, but that's of no. I'm super nervous, but that's of no consequence.
But my good lord.
It's silly, the kind of misgiving that might perhaps trouble a woman. It's no big deal. This like silliness that I feel about this worrisome. I'm just like a lady. I'll be fine.
If your mind tells you something's wrong, don't ignore it. I'll come or I'll stop I'll stop them coming here and say you aren't well.
Horatio, that's a really nice, friendly thing for you to do. To A, tell me to, like, recognize, like, my gut feeling. If I feel like it's not going to go bad, thank you for telling me to, like, rethink it. And then to offer to, like, stop the whole thing. What a friend you are. However, nah, not at all. We must disregard premonition, so, like, bad feelings. Everything is carefully preordained. If death comes now, it won't come in the future. If not in the future, then now. If not now, then sometime, for certain. Being prepared for it is what matters. Since no man knows what he will be missing, what's so bad about an early death? Enough of that. We're all going to die sometime. Maybe my time's today. All right, so we're setting out a table. We're putting, I don't know, snacks on it. The wine will go on there. We're bringing out the foils and the rapiers, the different swords that we're going to use. Kettle drums are happening, trumpets. So game time.
Who's king?
Uh,
I'll be.
Osterk has more, so you're all right. Ready, King?
Where we at?
Bottom of 295.
Come, Hamlet, come and take Laird's hand.
Good, but will you do it a little bit louder? That's a little bit muffled.
Come,
What?
Hamlet, come and take
Yes,
Laird's
thank you.
hand.
And he does what parents do. He takes the two fighting like young boys, and he's like, "Here you go. Take his hand," and he like puts them in, like make up, hug it out, forceful touching to make them be best bros again. Which, as you know, works so well. Oops, I lost my spot. Great. All right, Laertes. I've done you wrong. Forgive me, as you are a gentleman. This eminent assembly, all these fancy ladies and lords here, this eminent assembly knows, and you must surely have heard that I've been suffering badly from insanity. Womp womp, temporary insanity. Whatever I've done to provoke you in terms of your filial affection, your relationship with your dad, your honor or your sense of grievance, I here proclaim was madness. Was it Hamlet who wronged Laertes? Nope, not me, not Hamlet. If the real Hamlet is displaced, and when he is not himself does some wrong to Laertes, then Hamlet doesn't do it. Hamlet denies it. Who does it? His madness. If that is so, then Hamlet is the party who's aggrieved. Hamlet is wronged. His madness is poor Hamlet's enemy. Sir, before this audience, let my denial that I acted with deliberate malice allow you, in your generosity, to accept that I hurt you accidentally. I'm sorry, but when I hear this apology, I think it sucks. First of all, when I look at like court cases or, I don't know, historical like documentaries, if you see someone pleading temporary insanity or even just like regular insanity, I don't know, I don't personally feel like that's an okay, like, oh, temporary, I'm fine now, but just at that moment when I murdered them, I was temporarily insane. That's exactly what Hamlet is saying. And he's being such a jerk about it that he says, I want to apologize to you, but also I want to let you know that it's not me that you should be mad at. It's what?
It's insane.
My insanity. So be mad at I'm just as much of a victim as you are. But Hamlet, you murdered his sister and his dad. You are to blame, Hamlet. That was a mistake. That was bad. Okay, let's answer those questions before we write it down. 176. Who does he blame or what?
His sanity.
His insanity. What do you think about it? Do you think it's an okay apology?
No.
Okay, good. Make your apologies better in life. It's okay to, I mean, he didn't actually kill Ophelia, but and he didn't on purpose kill Polonius, but it's okay to be like, I'm so sorry. I should not have done what I did. Laertes.
I am satisfied with regard to my natural feelings, which of all things should stir me to revenge. In respect of honor, I reserve judgment, and to keep my good name intact, will not consider a reconciliation till more experienced experts in the field have judged in favor of it. Till such time, I accept your offered love at its face value, and will not spurn it.
Good. Laertes, that's your next question. 177. How did Laertes accept that apology? Good. He was like, all right, here's a question, though.
He's not.
Right. He's lying, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to stab him in just a hot second. So, oh, yeah, everything's fine. What'd you say?
Andy's talking gibberish.
Okay. Moving on. Great then, I welcome it wholeheartedly, and I will take part in this wager between brothers with a free mind. That's so dumb, Hamlet. Why are you doing it? Give us the foils. It's gonna be a great fight, because no one's mad at me. Ha 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 ha.
Come, one for me.
I'll be your foil, Laertes. Ha! Here's a terrible joke coming up. Ha! My clumsiness will make your skill shine very brightly indeed, like a star in the darkest of nights.
You are marking me, sir.
No, I swear it. 177b. Besides a sword, a foil is also a verb that means, or a thing that means as a verb to prevent the success of, or a thing that prevents the success of something. So that means that it's going to make someone else seem better by contrast. So what does Hamlet mean when he says, I'll be your foil?
He's bad.
He's bad, and I'm going to make you look great, Laertes. He's just like being extra nice to him. And then king, whenever you're ready.
Give them the foils, young all-strength cousin Hamlet. You know the way.
Good, keep it loud. Very well, my lord. Your grace has backed the weaker side, because you're backing me, Funkle.
I'm not worried. I have seen you both, and because he is in better form, he has a handicap.
Oh. And if you look in your brackets, Hamlet gets a 3-hit start. So that would be like, I don't know.
You start with 3 hits before the other person
Yeah.
can go.
You start 3 seconds ahead of everyone else. So you start the game with 3 points more than the other team. So
Wait, so he's winning at 3?
he's winning already without even starting.
Who, Hamlet?
Hamlet is.
Oh.
Laertes. You wanted the poisoned sword. You didn't get it though. So you say, Laertes, you ready? In brackets, it explains to us that you were looking for the poisoned sword, but you didn't see it. You were given the other one, and you're like, nope.
This is too heavy.
Right.
Let me see another.
You're a liar. It's just fine, but it's not poisoned, and that's what you want. I like this one. These foils are all the same length.
Yes, my good lord.
All right, let's warm up.
I'm not wondering about
Ready? Oh, you don't? Anyone
I'll read
else?
it.
You want to read it? Great.
No, I cannot read.
Put the wine on that table. If Hamlet wins the first or second hit or draws level in the third bout, let all the battlements fire their cannon. The king will drink to Hamlet's continued success, and he'll throw into the drinking cup a pearl more valuable than the one worn by 4 successive kings of Denmark in their crown. Give me the cups, and to mark the occasion, let kettle drums signal to the trumpets to the artillerymen outside, the cannons to the heavens to the earth, signifying, now the king drinks to Hamlet. Come, begin, and you, the judges, keep a watchful eye.
Good. We're going to pause and answer a question. So the king, first of all, I remember some of you when you were like student managers. Can you imagine being a student manager and instead of filling up like nice, refreshing, crisp, cold
You're
water, like
cup.
warm, gross,
Wine.
vinegary wine, blah, and like when you're all like, like that's what you glug to like refresh yourself? Disgusting. And also the king puts in a pearl, which is, by the way, is a terrible choking hazard, but he puts this really amazing and expensive pearl. What's up with the pearl?
It's poison.
That's right. So I guess it's like coated in poison. They don't go into the details, but so maybe dipped in the poison and then into the thing. So he has just made the poison wine.
Who poisoned it, Hamlet?
No.
Pardon?
The king poisoned it.
The king poisoned it because
Killed
were you
him.
not here on when we read what's going to happen?
No.
That's a bummer. So we've got 3 different ways that we're going to get revenge on Hamlet. We're either going to get him with the poisoned sword by Laertes, or we're going to what?
Poison the refrigerator.
Right. Wasn't there a third way?
Aren't we on one
One,
side?
two, 1, 2. Oh yeah, just 2 ways. Okay, my bad. We're on page 299, getting ready for the next one. Oh, and the yeah. 177D, he'll offer him. Pardon?
I thought we were on two.
177C, Hamlet has 3 points ahead. And 177D, what will the queen do? The king do if Hamlet
Poison.
Oh yeah, if he gets hits and makes points, then he'll give him the pearl and be like, here, you get to drink this. And it'll also make the cannons go off, so like, yeah, loud things. Come on, sir, let's go.
Oh wait, we can answer 178.
Oh really?
It's poison.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 178. Poison. Ready to duel? Come on, sir.
Come on, my lord.
Cha, 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 cha. Huh, huh, huh. 1. Ding.
No.
A ruling. Osric, my referee.
A hit. A very definite hit.
Ha ha.
Well, again.
And then we go back at it. But the king says,
Hold, give me a drink.
and you take a big long quaff. Oh, okay, so you haven't put the pearl in, and you're getting ready to now.
Hamlet,
Mhm.
the pearl is yours. Here's to your health.
Well, thank you. And your last line there.
Give him the cup.
Yeah, so you're like, ploop, and all those cannons are like, bing, bang, bing, bang, bam, bam, boom, boom,
Whoa,
boom,
whoa,
boom.
our son will win.
Pardon?
Is not. Hamlet's not.
Oh, I know,
King's
yeah,
son.
I know. But by marriage, he is.
Mm-mm.
I know.
Gross.
I know. But no, thank you, Funkle Dad. I'll play this bout first. Just set that cup aside a moment. Come on, here we go. Oh, another hit. Agreed, right, ref?
A touch, I must admit.
Ha ha!
Oh, what? Our son will win. Wait, where are we at?
That's where we are. Oh, do we have a queen?
Nope. No.
You wanna be
Come
queen?
on. You've
Sure.
never been queen.
Yeah, me?
Mhm.
He's not at his fittest and short of breath. Here, Hamlet, take my handkerchief
Uh-huh.
and wipe your brow.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
The
The queen.
queen drinks to your good fortune,
Oh
Hamlet.
no! So you pick up the poison cup and you're like, you haven't quite drunk it yet. Oh, thank you, Mom. Good madam. Thanks a lot. And she's just like, pat, 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 pat. Let's get all this sweat off of my face, my young baby. Blah blah blah. He's 30.
Richard,
Thanks,
do not
Mom.
drink.
Yeah.
I shall, my lord. Pardon me, if you will.
And then she drinks,
It's what?
and then she gives it to Hamlet.
It's the poisoned cup.
That's
It's
right.
Too late.
Oh, I dare not drink yet, madam. Sorry, I'm not quite ready. By and by, in a little bit.
Come, let me wipe your face.
My lord, I'll hit him now.
You,
I don't
you,
think
you
so.
shouldn't hit me right now because we're not in an active like bout right now, so it would be like off the table time, right? Laertes. The king
Yeah.
said, "I don't think so."
And yet it's almost against my conscience.
Oh no, are you having second thoughts about murdering me? That's good of you. All right, come for the third bout, Laertes. You're wasting time. Thrust with all your power. Do I think you're teasing me?
Really? Come on.
Ta 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 ta, and we lock swords so much. We're so good at this right now. And Osric, you have to like pull us apart. Ha
Nothing. Either way.
ha. And then Laertes, you big jerk, you catch Hamlet. You're only supposed to go at them like when it's like ching 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 time. And so we've taken a time out, and you're like stab. So you take your poisoned sword and you get Hamlet with it, which is not when you're supposed to, but whatever. Go for it.
Have at you now.
And then we fight fiercely because it pissed Hamlet off. We lose our self-control. We drop our weapons, and we, oopsies, change rapiers when we get up and keep fighting.
Part them. They are sons.
We're so mad. Right then, come again. Pa-pa, I got you. Oops, I dropped my pencil. I was so excited. Boop. And as soon as I boop you with your poisoned sword, what's my mom do?
Falls to the ground.
She's like, oh, ploosh, because what has she just done not too long ago?
Drinking
Oh,
poison.
That's right. Tristan, are you all right back there?
Yeah.
Osric, you see it first.
Look after the queen there. Stop the fighting.
Both are bleeding. How are you, my lord?
How are you,
Fine.
Laertes?
Why, like a bird caught in my own trap. Osric, I am justly killed by my own treachery.
Yeah, you are. It's your own poison that you got boofed with, so that is a bummer. What's the matter with the queen?
She faints at the sight of their blood.
You liar. You're making up stories about the fact that you know what's going on with the queen. She's poisoned. Also, did you catch? What did the king do when she was like, I'm going to drink it?
No, don't.
I know. He's just like, no, don't.
It's a poison cup.
Yeah, but he said that to himself. That was an aside. He said that to no one.
He doesn't.
He
care
did.
about
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't care at all. He didn't try at all. Like if I were poisoning someone and then like one of my kids or Mr. or whoever was like going for the cup, I would be like, no, like that's for someone else. I'm murdering Bob, not you guys. Stop it. Like I would be much more like, ah, and he's just like, no.
He just wants the kingdom.
That's
Where's the
right.
money?
That's right. Good job.
No, the drink,
Uh-huh.
drink. Oh, my dear Hamlet, the drink. I've been poisoned.
And the dying scene in the Gibson movie is so fun. Oh, what? Such villainy. Stop. Lock the doors. Treachery. Let's unmask it. Flaherty's, it's time for you to confess.
It's here, Hamlet. Hamlet, you're doomed.
What?
No medicine in the world can save you.
What?
You have less than half an hour to live.
It's so
You are
short.
holding treacherous weapon.
Mm-hmm.
It has no button and is poison.
Oh, man.
The foul trick has turned itself on me. Look, here I lie, never to rise again. Your mother is poisoned. I can say no more. The king's to blame.
Good. I'm glad you blamed it on the king before you, took off. What? The point is poison too? Well then, Venom, do your work! And what does Hamlet do to the king?
Stabs him.
Yeah, he's like, oh, my little friend. Ah, Funkle. And everyone's like, blah, treason! Imagine going to like a basketball game or something, because this is kind of the equivalent of it, and then just, all of a sudden there's just like a whole bunch of stabbings. Like, it would be insane. Everyone would be running, trying to get out, and that's what's happening in the court. Everyone's like, oh my, what's happening? Okay, king, I stabbed you, but you're still alive.
Defend me still, my friend. I'm only wounded.
Joke's on you. No one's going to defend you. Here, you incestuous, you murderous, damned Dane. Finish this drink. Is your pearl in here? Follow my mother. Glug, 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 glug. And he pours it forcefully down his throat, which sounds really fun. I'm glad that he gets to do that. What a satisfying way to, like, kill his uncle. Okay, kill you. You're dead. Blip. Laertes.
It is only justice. It is poison he
Concocted. He came up with.
himself.
Yep.
Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. Be cleared of my death and my father's, and I'll not be accused of yours.
Guess what we're gonna do before we both die, guys? It's so
Confess.
nice. Yeah, we're gonna pray and we're gonna forgive each other. So there's that at least. Oh my God, acquit you of it, mate. I'm not mad. Let him get you off of the hook. I follow you. I'm a dead man, Horatio. Unhappy queen. Oh, farewell. Bye, mothers. And everyone else who's watching this, the other people at the game. You, everyone, who look pale and who tremble at this misfortune, who are merely silent onlookers. If only I had the time, since Death's cruel lieutenant is ruthless in making his arrests. Oh, I could tell you, but let that be. Horatio, I am dead. Thou livest. Report me and my cause a right to the unsatisfied. Give my full story to those who don't know. Give a just account, a fair account of me and my motives.
Don't you believe it? There's more of ancient Roman in me than the Dane. There's still some of the drink left.
And let's see, we wrestle over the cup. Yep. Because you want that too? No. Give me the cup, man. No. Struggle. Oh, sorry. There's the struggle. Let go. By heaven, I'll have it. Mine. God, Horatio, what a bad name I'd leave behind me if the truth was never told. If you ever held me in affection, don't commit suicide. Don't suffer the same pain of this harsh world. Tell my story. And far off we hear the sound of marching and a firing of cannon. What's that warlike noise? What do you think it is?
Fortinbras.
That's right. Ready, Osric?
Young Fortinbras, returning from his conquest in Poland, fires this warlike volley in honor of the ambassadors from England.
What?
Can I be the first empress or whatever?
What's that? Can you be the first ambassador? Yes,
Yeah.
of course. Oh, I'm dying, Horatio. The powerful poison triumphs over me. I'm almost dead. I can't stay alive to hear the news from England, but I prophesy that Fortinbras will be elected King of Denmark. Or maybe Horatio would be a good guy, but yeah, Fortinbras, you deserve it. He has my, pardon? He's
Hamlet's
dying.
dying.
He's gonna be dead in a hot second. He has my dying support, Fortinbras. Tell him so, with the general details that have persuaded me to... bleh. The rest is silence. And will you please, Horatio, read on the left? I love these lines.
Now cracks the noble heart.
Oh.
Good night, sweet prince. And flights of an angel sing thee to thy rest.
Oh, now cracks a noble heart.
Why does the drum come hither?
We can go back on the right. Oh, do we have a Fortinbras?
Always important, bro.
Great.
Where is this spectacle?
Yeah, you're like, what the heck is all these dead people going on here?
What do you wish to see? Seek no further, if it's something sorrowful and disastrous.
Uh-huh.
This heap of dead proclaim a massacre.
Mhm.
Oh, proud dead, what feast are you preparing in your eternal haunt, that you have so bloodily claimed so many nobles all at once?
The sight is appalling,
Yeah.
and our news from England comes too late. The ears are forever deaf that should hear of the deaths of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern in fulfillment of his orders. To whom do we turn for thanks?
Yeah, you guys. We did what we're supposed to do. We killed those two guys. Who's gonna pay us now? Haha. That guy. The dead king on the floor. Horatio, tell us about that.
Not from his mouth, even if it could thank you. He didn't order you to kill them.
It's true, I guess.
Since, however, you from the Polish wars and you from the King of England have arrived here so opportunely at his bloody time, order these bodies to be placed high on a stage for all to see.
Yeah.
And I can explain to the uniformed world how these things came about.
The uninformed.
That way, uninformed world about
Yep.
how these things came about. That way you will hear of incestuous, murderous, and inhuman acts of divine
Retribution. Revenge.
and accidental killings
Yep,
of deaths
hashtag
brought
police.
about by trickery and
Contrivance. Secret
contrivance
plans.
and in the particular respect of bungled plans
Yep.
that backfired on the originators.
That's Laertes.
All this I can vouch for and relate.
That's right. Horatio has a lot of storytelling to do.
Let us hear it immediately, and assemble the nobility. As for me, with sorrow I seize my opportunity. I have some rights to this kingdom which are not forgotten. This is the appropriate time to claim them.
I shall speak of that too, as proxy for one whose vote will influence others in the election.
You're gonna tell what Hamlet wished.
But let the aforesaid ceremony take place at once, even while everyone is excited to make sure that nothing worse can happen.
4 captains shall bear Hamlet like a soldier to the platform. Had he lived to be crowned, he would surely have proved to be truly royal. To mark his passing, martial sound
Mm-hmm.
and military salutes shall speak loudly for him.
Dun dun dun.
Raise the bodies.
Dun 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 dun.
A sight such as is befits the battlefield.
Yeah.
It's not appropriate here. Go. Order the soldiers to shoot.
And then we just shoot off a lot of guns and cannons to finish it off. Woohoo! You did it! I'm so proud of you! Let's answer the rest of your questions before we call it a day. Are we at 182?
180.
179.
179. What's Queen do?
Drink the poison.
Drinks the poison. 180. We talked about this, but we didn't write it down. Based on how the king reacts, what's that tell you about him and his love for
He
her?
doesn't care.
Fake.
Yeah, it's fake. He
Just
wants.
once.
Yeah. 181. How does Laertes go down? What happens to him?
Oh, he gets
They
stabbed by
switch
a sword.
swords.
Yeah, with his
Yeah,
own sword.
stab.
Wah wah. That's right. 182. What 2 things does Hamlet do to the king to kill him?
Stab and poison.
Yep, stabs and drink.
Drink.
183. What does Laertes ask of Hamlet before he goes?
To forgive him.
Tell a story.
Oh, sorry, that was Horatio. Sorry. Yes, he asks him to forgive him, and they do. And 184, Horatio does what? Tells
the
his story. We're almost done.
Okay.
185. What do Hamlet and Horatio squabble about? No, mine.
Cup.
Yeah, Horatio's like, I want some of that. I want to die too. And Hamlet's like, no, you have to tell my story. That's the why. 186, so he can be alive to tell the story. We can't all die together. 187. What the heck? Why is Fortinbras suddenly at the castle?
To give the news.
To get
about
your money.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Yeah, he did. He came with the ambassadors to
To
say, like, these guys
collect
are
his
dead, but
money.
also to reclaim it.
And go to his mom.
Yeah, he's been plotting it the whole play. What's that? What was this? Money. Yep. 188. Why is the ambassador there?
To tell him.
To tell him, hey, we did this murder that you asked us for. Who's gonna pay us? You're welcome.
The dead guy.
Denmark.
The dead guy.
Talk to juniors, actually.
Okay.
That's
189. Who's gonna rule Denmark now?
Fortinbras.
Fortinbras. Lucky him. 190. There are 2 reasons. What are the 2 reasons of why Fortinbras can? Yes.
Everybody died.
Everybody died. Yes.
And he
And
had some pull there or whatever.
he had pull. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who gave him the pull?
Hamlet.
That's right. Hamlet gave his blessing before he died. And 191, us rednecks can identify with this. What are they going to do to celebrate Hamlet?
Shoot off the gun.
Yeah, cannon times. And probably drink as well, I would assume.
They better get wasted.
Great job. Tomorrow.
Also, it's not Denmark, it's Denmark.